Thank you, Hockey Hall of Fame. Thank you, Phil and Mario. Un gros merci à Mario de faire le vol aujourd'hui de Toronto à Moncton. Thank you, Mario.
Bonsoir, mesdames et messieurs. Bienvenue au centre Uniplex pour le 50e tournoi classique DNA Swag Hockey des écoles secondaires de Dieppe. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Uniplex for the 50th annual Dieppe's DNA Swag High School Hockey Classic Tournament. It's now time for the official opening ceremony. C'est temps pour les cérémonies ouverture officielle. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, et maintenant, mesdames et messieurs, on aimerait souhaiter la bienvenue au maire de la ville de Dieppe, the mayor of the city of Dieppe, l'honorable Yvan Lapierre. Le directeur adjoint de l'école Mathieu-Martin, M. Charles Alain. Representing Hockey New Brunswick, représentant le Hockey Nouveau-Brunswick, Mr. Todd Pye. Et maintenant, le président du tournoi, the tournament chairman, Mr. David Melanson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, on voudrait vous demander pour vous lever pour l'hymne national avec Star Melanson. Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask you to please rise for the national anthem sung this evening by Star Melanson.
Oh, Canada, terre de nos aïeux, ton front est ciel de fleurons glorieux. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, our true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Et ta valeur de foi trempée protégera nos foyers et nos droits. Protégera nos foyers et nos droits.
Et maintenant, on va demander aux deux capitaines de l'école Clement-Cormier et l'école Mathieu-Martin pour se rendre au centre de la patinoire pour la mise au jeu officielle. We'll now ask the captains of Clement-Cormier and Mathieu-Martin to send ice for the official opening face-off.
and welcome into our second game of day one of the 2025 Dieppe Classic, the 50th anniversary. And it's a rematch from last year's final, last year's provincial, and last two top teams, Braden Lane and Diego Aragon, here at the Dieppe Uniplex. There's a quick chance, but stopped by the Clement-Cormier goaltender.
So, Brain, what do you think are going to be the keys for the game for both teams that really want to come out with a victory here in the first game?
Just shots. The first game we saw here, the girls' teams, just shots on net were the key until one finally slipped in. Here off the draw, won by Mathieu-Martin, Brady Béliveau into the zone.
The last time these two teams played each other was Wednesday night in Memering Cook, the Matador coming out with a 6-3 win.
And they have been the team to beat this year. They've looked even better than they did last year, where they took the provincial championship for the second year in a row. Just everyone asking, will it be a three-peat? Yeah.
So far, the Matador making the last three finals in a row, losing in, I believe, 2023 against the FHS Black Cats, beating the Odyssey Olympians in 2024, and beating the Cavalier in 2025 to secure the back-to-back.
And they're almost a break for Belleville. The former Moncton Flyer played his first year U18 there, then decided his first 2 years as a Moncton Flyer, and then chose to play his graduating year here at Mathieu-Martin. Here on defense, Cadet. Pass up, Paulin, the former Dieppe Flyer, who has gone on the score sheet a lot lately, putting the pucks into the back of the net. Now here in front, Leblanc trying to look for it. Maxime Leblanc plays perfectly, just unable to get the puck to the tape. Jacob Leger banked off the boards, back for it, chasing Xavier Alain.
So far, the Cavaliers are struggling to put together a counterattack as Mathieu-Martin keeps dumping the puck back into their zone and attacking them.
And just like right here, still behind the net, Xavier Alain, they try to break out of the zone here. Leblanc throwing this one across. First one there, Leger off the boards. I tried to send this one over to Paulin, intercepted by Richard in the middle. Moving back for it, Boucher. Across the ice it'll go. Leblanc stepping in, poke checked. We get through a couple, blocked in. It's Como trying to get it out and does. Here's Kenny, 2-on-1. He has Paulin with him. Kenny, Paulin, and can't quite get it on his tape. And that was almost the first for Liam Paulin. Again, the former Dieppe Flyer now chasing back for it. Alex Landry moving back for it. He hits the brakes, evades Alex Leblanc. Pass up against towards the boards. Here's a giveaway. Richard in the shot, save is made. And a bouncing rebound, Babin unable to get a control of that. Here's another shot from the slot. That one had gone off the crossbar and above the net. Alex Leblanc waiting in perfect position.
Cavalier finding their spark here with some very dangerous opportunities very early in this first period.
And both teams here with good chances. Mathieu-Martin, a couple shot opportunities as they try to clear the zone here. It's Landry who was shoved up against the boards, given another shove by Boucher. The Cavalier for a zone exit. There's a hit by Kenny. Richard stepping in, will dump it in and then go for a change. Clement-Cormier behind the net. Como try to get that up to Landry. Stopped in by Ferguson and shot. And this one stopped behind the net by the starting goaltender, Noah Bowering. Landry getting a stick lifted there by Ferguson as they just get out of the zone. Walking back in. Here's the shot, and the save is made by Barry. It's in between his feet. Doesn't know where it is. It's right in the slot, and the net goes off. A huge hit by Landry to send his man crashing into the post. And there is the aftermath on what had just transpired. And the starting goalies, it's Noah Bowering in for Les Matadors and Dominique Cormier in between the pipes for Clement-Cormier. Up with speed off the draw. It was Richard crossing this one over. Pass Richard on the slot. Backhander just goes over the net. Another great chance as MM almost gets on the board once again. Some great chances to start off this hockey game. Cavalier exit the zone. Clement-Cormier working his way up. Got his stick lifted. Richard trying a couple dangles. He's head off by Michaud. It's rimmed up along the boards. Banked out. It's at the Mathieu-Martin blue line. Richard tries to cut over to the middle and does a stretch pass. It's deflected into the zone. Now Clement-Cormier trying to get this one out of the zone. Almost picked off by Chesson right there. Matador move it back. Here's a sharp angle shot that's turned away by Cormier and up into the protective netting. So another close chance here. Jacob Legel stepping in, tried to just see that top corner, and Cormier had other plans.
Here we can see just a bad line change really bite the Cavalier in the butt as the Mathieu-Martin Matador almost come away with the first goal of the game.
And pay attention for that later in the game. Line changes and fresh troops on the ice are going to be a key. If one team wants to come out victorious, here's Casey. He's shoved into the boards by Godet. This one rimmed other side. Shot in by the defense. Got caught in the legs of an official. Back Christian Godet against the boards. There was Legel trying to leave it off. Chesson trying to get a hold of it. Barely will, and then his pass is picked off by Leblanc. Bowering leaving this one out here for Legel. Legel stopping behind his net. Beliveau wants a stretch pass. He'll get it. Brady Beliveau trying to cut through. Gets it over here. A turnover looking out in front. The deflection is just wide of the net. And a packed rink here at the Uniplex. A lot of teams getting involved here, and we're going to have a penalty for a cross-check against someone. It happened on the far boards, and it's going to be against Clement-Cormier and Alexandre KZ. So Mathieu-Martin to the man advantage here at 9:33. The first to meet Casey for a cross-check.
is not a team you want to play short-handed against. Discipline is going to be a real deciding factor, not only in this game, but throughout the whole tournament.
And we'll see what happens here. Currently the first power play we're going to see in the tournament. Starting off so far hot for Clement-Cormier. Here's a turnover. Beliveau stepping in. He scores! And you said it, you don't want to play shorthanded against this team. Brady Beliveau gets on the board for Mathieu-Martin. A bit of a lucky bounce in front, but Mathieu-Martin takes a 1-0 lead pretty early in this game. And it's just a pass that flies across the ice. Beliveau tries a shot, it goes off a Clement-Cormier defenseman. Looks like that's the leg of Luca Boucher and into the net.
This is Brady Belivau's fourth goal in 2 games against this very same team, putting up a hat trick against the Cavalier on Wednesday night.
You can clearly tell he likes playing against this team. As here's Landry up with speed going against Ferguson, and where he's steered into the corner. Como at the ringette line. Sliding into the corner, colliding with Ferguson. Como still with it. Trying to look out in front, and it's sent up in the stands and almost close to us here in the broadcast booth. Oh, it's launched back onto the ice.
Excuse me, not Wednesday. Tuesday was the game. Sorry.
And regardless, it's a 1-0 game. That's going to go to Brady Beliveau at 9:13 with the assist to Caden Maxwell. And off the draw, off the skate of Landry on defense. Luckily back there, Sam Cormier off the boards under the stick of Maxime Leblanc down the ice. It's a foot race for it, but going to be called icing against Mathieu-Martin, and down the ice it'll go. Face off to the right of Bowering. Won by Mathieu-Martin. Como trying to find it in his feet. Pressure from Leblanc. Ends up getting the pass outside the zone here. With speed, it's Paulin. Cutting in and shooting and just missing the net. Oh, Paulin was trying to put that one back to the line. That's a pass out in the open. Soft dish, try to get that to Alex Leblanc on his backhand, trying to throw that out in front. There it is, the shot is saved, made a rebound off the post. Close chances, Xavier Leblanc. Not one, but two chances at it, and none of them found the back of the net with speed. Maxime Leblanc turning around and trying to put it through the blue line. Paulin, down to Leblanc, absorbs a hit, gets it back. Paulin, still cutting down, trying to get by Richard as they both go down with the puck pinned. And another cross check given to Paulin. We're going to have another penalty coming up against Clement-Cormier, who are currently 0 for 1 in the PK. It's another cross check.
And some scores from around the tournament. The Harrison by a score of 3-0 earlier today.
So there's Alex Leblanc stepping into the box. Mathieu-Martin off to another 2-minute power play.
Well, like I mentioned earlier, discipline. I mean, it's hard to win a hockey game when you're down a guy against a very high-flying Mathieu-Martin team.
And even worse for Clement-Cormier, Mathieu-Martin is now in the face-off.
La punition Clement-Cormier penalty.
Going up high to Como, across, Gadet to the middle, and it's poked up to the blue line. Christian Gadet, Aiden Gadet, there's the shot, and it's wide of the net.
7 minutes, 17 seconds. La temps de punition, 7 minutes, 17 seconds.
All the way down the ice it'll go. Christian Gadet waits behind the net. Pressure incoming. Here's Bro. It's eventually steered away. There's another risky pass. Clement-Cormier short-handed. They got close, unable to get a shot off. There's Gadet. Off, Aiden Gadet. Skating around his own end. Still with it, Aiden Gadet. Moving up past the red line, accelerating through center. Gadet to the middle, Paulin trying to get a handle on it. There's the shot, and it just missed the net. And shooters shoot. Expect Liam Paulin to be getting pucks on net here in this game. Not like he already has there, Savoie. Leaving off Aiden Gadet. Trying to backhand that one to the net. It's now behind the net. Leaving this one off. Mathieu-Martin still on the man advantage. Behind the net, Béliveau. He's got the first one of this game. Looking for more. 40 seconds still left to go in the Alex Leblanc cross-checking call. Bowering leaving it behind the net. Savoie. Waits. And we'll drop this one off to Landry. Up, Leblanc. Maxime Leblanc waits. Hits the brakes, continues. And now is hit against the boards by Leblanc. The two Leblancs fight for it. Pressure in from Cormier. Now it's still loose out in the slot. The shot up and coming. It's right in the blue paint. And stopped by Cormier. Yannick Richard for Mathieu-Martin. Looking intensely for it. And just unable to get a handle on it. 9 seconds still remains.
So far, the Clement netminder Cormier is being bombarded with a flurry of shots from all over the ice.
And here might come another one. There's a shot from the blue line that just misses the net. Power play now expired. Blue line, Lijal. The pass is tipped, and outside the zone it'll go.
Back to 5-on-5 play as the Clement Cavaliers successfully kill off that power play.
And that's going to be huge. Hopefully those are the last of the Clement penalties in their sake. It's hard enough to play against Mathieu-Martin already, let alone when you're down a man.
Just under 10 minutes played here in the first period. So far, the momentum really swinging on Mathieu's side.
Can agree with you there. They've dominated in puck possession and have just been very efficient with their zone entries. As here's Clement going back the other way. They're unable to. It's cleared back down. This will be icing against Mathieu-Martin. So with just over 5 minutes to go.
Important face-off here in MM zone to see if CC can put an offense together here.
Just got to get it set up in the offensive zone. Haven't seen that yet. And here they go. They win a draw. At the line, the shot from Mallet. That doesn't make the net. Here's Kenny. Gets it out of the zone. Could be a 2-on-1, but had it in his skates. This one shot in by Landry. Picking it up, Corey Ferguson. The pass up the wall intended for Babin. Leaves it off for Richard. to the middle, was unable to get a pass off. Here's Radier. Tried to get that one over to Kenny. Nathan Radier, another former Flyer, Dieppe Flyer that is, playing in this very same arena last year, and you could say the same for the opposition. Number 20 on Clement-Cormier, Dylan Dallaire, another former Dieppe Flyer, now playing high school hockey. Have not seen him yet, but look forward to seeing him very soon here in this matchup. Cormier skating back with it. We're going to flip this one, try to get a bouncing puck through Leblanc. That one's right on the tape of a Matador skating into the zone. It's Alain going in. He's giving a bump. Waiting for it there, Yannick Richard. It's loose. Richard with it, trying to center, and was unable to get a pass off. It's Leblanc who exits the zone. The pass up. Leblanc might be alone, and it's right into the glove. Noah Bowering coming up huge, and there's some rough stuff after the whistle. LeBlanc wants a call there, but we'll look at the replay of the save from that man right there.
So far, just barely saved by the MM keeper.
And you can just sense a goal coming from Clement-Cormier. They've since reversed the momentum and have gone a fair bit of shots themselves. Off the drop, won by Leblanc. Shot put to the net, then put wide. Savoie flipping this one up, trying to get it by Paulin. It's loose in the zone before being shot in by Bro. Behind the net, first one there, Friolet. The former Moncton Hawk in U15 AAA. Playing against three players here, being Dallaire, Radier, and Paulin. Now Xavier Alain trying to put it through the middle. There's Paulin putting a backhander back into the zone. Alain still trudging through center. We'll flip it in. Friolet. He's chased on by Bro as it goes over into the corner.
So far, from what I've been seeing, this hockey game really is going to be decided in the neutral zone. I mean, that's where you build up your offense. That's where you counterattack. So really, whoever dominates the neutral zone is going to get this game, and a weird bounce off Cormier.
And right here, that's a bad turnover almost. Luckily for the Cavalier, Chesson unable to hold protection. But so far, the Cavalier not dominating that neutral zone, the same as Mathieu-Martin. As right here, they get through the zone. Leblanc with the pass, it's bouncing, and there's an offside, so we'll go back to the neutral zone and get a face-off. And stick around for after this game, as we'll have the 2025 skills competition coming up here on MST. And then more action follows tomorrow morning on day 2.
And if you think this is some great hockey, just you wait. We have 3 more days of action-packed hockey coming up here on MST, the home of the 50th Dieppe Classic.
And not only is this a great game right here, don't be surprised if these two teams meet up later. Michaud trying to dance into the blue line. It's put to the net by Leblanc behind the net. Leger moving up towards the boards. Béliveau going up against Boucher. He's knocked down. It's Michaud and Godet. They go crashing into the end boards with their sticks tied up. And here's a pickpocket. Cormier to the blue line. A nice steal. Shot to the net that was deflected. Boucher at the line, going to try to put one through the shin pads of Béliveau. And that one steered aside. Now here, Brady Béliveau across the line, waiting, hits the brakes. Waits for his defense to make changes, still skating around a little circle. Put to the net off the blocker of Cormier and up to the boards. Boucher around, blocked by Béliveau.
The MM offense really showing that they can quite literally shoot from anywhere and still have a deadly shot. As you can see in these last few seconds, a quick sequence of shots from strange angles straight to the Clement goalkeeper.
Yeah, if you're Cormier, you're going to want to be paying attention. A shot can come from anywhere. That's a weird bounce off the boards that fooled Landry. He was luckily able to be agile and get that one here. Radier stepping in. There's the shot. It's deflected up into the netting and scaring a couple spectators. We'll have a face-off back towards the net of Clement-Cormier, of Clement-Cormier. Clement-Cormier, huge defensive zone win. Ferguson trying to elevate this one up the wall. It's now Maillet that's in a puck. That's in a puck battle, pinned up against the boards. KZ trying to move this one on to Leblanc. It's loose in a couple feet. Maillet shot across. This one's going to leave the zone, but be elevated back in by Landry. Cavalier behind their own net. Pass right through center. I've seen a lot of those this game, and majority of them not hitting their target. Gonna see if they go with more shorter passes next period. Kenny trying to leave that one off to Landry, and he was hit big right in front of the Citadel Phoenix. All here to watch this game, and there's a hit in the Clement zone. That's gonna draw a call, so Clement-Cormier are gonna go to the power play as we have some rough stuff towards the bench here.
Sparks starting to fly between these two NB Super League rivals as the opening match of the Division 1.
We have 2 for interference. Look towards the right side of your screen. Yeah, that man not involved with the play. It's going to be Damien Landry that heads to the box. It's a Clement-Cormier power play with 23 seconds left. That'll bleed into the second as long as they don't score. Here at the line, brought in towards the hash mark. Turned around by Dichal, put back into the blue line. Casey waiting, quarterbacking this power play. Moves it across. Ferguson, here's the shot off a shin pad. Casey gonna back up, uses time and space. They need a shoot here. Casey walking up, fires, and blocked at the buzzer. So after 1 period of play, make your score 1-0 Mathieu-Martin, as we'll be back soon here for period 2. And we have a bit of time before period 2 drops here. Looking around the league as we get down to the second session of our games.
The Clement-Cormier Cavalier trying to get some goals up on the scoreboard, starting the second period with a power play.
And here we go. They break in. Moving into the zone there was Richal. Big bang behind the net. Richal up to the line. Ferguson waits, delays, moves it across. Here's the shot that just misses the net. That one didn't miss by much with some power behind it. Ferguson at the line. Waits, tries to leave that one off for Cormier. Goes down deep into the zone and out as Ferguson trips. Breakaway here. Gabriel Como skating in. Como to the forehand save, and the rebound is sent up high. Net was knocked off, but put back on.
So far, the Clement-Cormier Cavalier are playing a 3 high actually a three high power play strategy in the MM zone, but it just doesn't seem to be working as the MM defenders put their bodies on the line to keep the strong demon from getting a shot on net.
A lot of block shots so far in this game. I agree with you there. Shots from far are not going to do it if the Cavaliers want to seek and get back into this hockey game. Here's another pass intercepted. Rodier trying to bring it into the zone. Ferguson moving back with it. Leave it behind his back for Richard. Back for Ferguson behind the net as there's not much time left on the man advantage. As it ends right then and there, back to 5-on-5. Leblanc skating into the zone against Cormier. They both crash into the board. Samuel Cormier going up the wall. Back for it, Babin. Leaves it to defenseman Xavier Alain. Bit of a miscommunication in the zone. Gadet trying to move his way in. And that move just a bit too fancy as he's unable to corral it back. Leblanc off the boards. Samuel Cormier into the zone. Flipping it along the boards. Landry moved across. It's banked out of the zone. Maxime Leblanc trying to hustle for it. But it's moved rink wide. Alain. Along the boards, Babin. Do not fork it by, so it's back into the zone. Alain. There's a big hit in the corner. Como waits, delays, and tries to throw it out in front. And was just unable to. Leblanc. Move back into the zone. Richard. Flipped high, a high stick, knocked down, so a whistle at just over 12 minutes to go in period 2. We'll face off outside the Clement bench. Won by Mathieu-Martin. They'll retreat in their own end at Savoie, trying to throw it up, took a weird hop. Luckily landing right on his teammate Stape. Leblanc trying to stretch Paulin. A great defensive play. It looked like that was Nicolas Richard to break that one up. Friolet trying to put this one up to Paulin. That was a misfire going back in. It's Bro centering out, and an extension of the pad from Bowering denies that one. Leblanc now being pushed up by Xavier Leblanc. It's Maxime Leblanc, Le Matador. Xavier Leblanc, Clement-Cormier digging for it deep into the zone. Moved up, Babin trying to get a hold of it. And here's Leblanc with the shot. That one misses wide left here. Tried to bank that one out in front. Paulin trying to move that one up the zone. Back, Friolet. Waits, has some time, will go up against the wall. Stopped by Paulin. Paulin in the middle, trying to get that one to Savoie. Now moves to the zone. Liam Paulin waits, tries to cut in, goes behind the net, waits for options. We'll leave this one behind the net. Chesson across. Leblanc, and that net is off for about the 4th time within 2 games. Not even. We'd like to acknowledge the current 30 watching along with us, and what has been an intense matchup between 2 rival teams last year, participating in the finals last year, where Clement-Cormier took that one by a score of 3-0, and in the provincial final where Mathieu-Martin was able to overcome a deficit and win that one. From the line, the shot save made by Cormier. The rebound is loose but taken away by the Clement defense. Now chasing back on the back check. Landry able to take his man down without penalty. Chesson pokes this one out. Aiden Gadet up the left wing, waits and fires. The save is made by Cormier. The rebound comes to a rest right in front of the net before flipped out towards the hash marks. It's brought out here. Looks like Cedric Cormier moving in, trying to center. It's loose. It's flipped high. And is that net off as well? It is. As that net comes off, there's 10:01 still to go.
About a third of the second period played, and the Clement-Cormier Cavaliers have really found their rhythm here, turning the momentum around and really starting to put some offense on the Mathieu-Martin goalie.
And it was a must-needed good start to the second period. Clement-Cormier and Mathieu-Martin both are going to struggle getting chances to the net here. Both teams a solid offense and solid defense. That one definitely looked to be offside. They walk in along the left. The shot save is made. The rebound is put to the side of the net. Looked at that's Caden Maxwell with 2 chances. It's out in front, put to the net. That one blocked away. Michaud trying to turn back the other way. Maxwell will try to bank it up against the wall. Bringing it in there. Richard moving in, still with it. It's poked. Maxwell with the backhander. That one's way high above the net. Dijal. Richard trying to go behind the net for Maxwell. That took a weird hop. Rimmed along the boards. Right to Christian Guedet at the blue line. It's in between his feet. Now he gives it away. Could be a break here as Casey goes against Legel. They both whack for it. What a move by Casey out in front. The shot is save is made by Bowering. Alexon Casey, what a move. Whacking down the bouncy puck past Legel and able to cut to the net.
Clement hungry for that game-tying goal. Bowering says no and shuts the door.
And it's Casey trying to get the 5-hole of Bowering open, and there is just nothing there. Face-off will now go to the left. Cavalier win the draw. There's a shot that's off the back of the leg of Landry. That looked to have stung, but he still stays in play. Alain moved across. Back over Xavier Alain. Moving through center. Babin to Bro. Bro drop pass. There's a shot from Babin. He is almost run over. Ruddy skating with speed. Will chip this one by Xavier Alain. First one there. Bit of a bump given. It's moved behind the net by Richard. Babin. He's hit along the boards by Frioles. Ruddy tries to keep it in. Move back out. Landry. Across. Savoie. Shot up along the boards as there's Kenny that gets angled out. Shot in by Ruddy. Mathieu-Martin delayed offside as they try to get some changes. Cavalier working their way out. Alain, he's being chased on by Como. Now going to pass Friolet. Pass that had gone behind the net. Cormier along the near hash marks. Still battles up for it to the blue line. Lets one go and into the glove of Noah Bowering. And there's Luca Boucher with an innocent-looking shot coming from the blue line. And that's what Clement-Cormier has been trying so far this game, but have yet to get one by Bowering. His rebound control so far has just been impeccable. There was Como putting it into the zone. Moved out by Leblanc with speed. Cormier trying to get by Landry, and he does not with the puck. Move back out in front at the ringette line. Shot out Leblanc. Keeping it in the zone now. Maxime Leblanc for Mathieu-Martin. Skates out with it. Maxime Leblanc hits the brakes. Now is it behind the net. Center out in front. Como put to the net. And some nice saves made as a Matador's down in front of the net. That's Gabriel Como.
C'est maintenant le temps pour le tirage 50-50. It's now time for the 50-50 draw.
So far, both goalies, Bowering and Cormier, dueling here in the second period. Both of them refusing to break, keeping both of their teams in the game.
Le 0-6-0.
And only one goal surrendered by either goalie.
0-6-0.
And that one came earlier in the first. Off a lucky bounce, may I add. After it went in off a Clement-Cormier defense, giving Brady Beliveau the first of the game on the man advantage. Cormier trying to dance in with some windmill deeks, and he is angled out into the corner. And he is almost hit big as players go down. They score!
And the Clement offense and tenacity is finally rewarded as they tie up the game with a goal from their captain.
Xavier Leblanc was just chopping at it down in front and finally got one to go. It's those shots in point blank range that are usually gonna get through the goaltender. And at the same time as people were going down behind the net, it looked like it was Savoie that went down for Mathieu-Martin. It's centered right out in front, and Xavier Leblanc will tap that one home in a 1-1 hockey game. Béliveau stepping in. There's the shot. The rebound was right loose in the blue paint for a split second. Friolet, no look pass behind him, and that's a turnover. Bowering leaving it behind the net. That was Savoie almost going right in front of his own cage. Béliveau working out behind his net. Has some room, moves this one across, right to the forehand of Chasson. Trying to move this one in the zone. Turned over, now a 2-on-2 rush the other way. Make that a 1-on-1. Leblanc stepping in. There's the shot, and the save is made by Bowering. And off of that, it's Béliveau. Down deep into the zone, backhand flipped high and will end up right outside the Clement bench.
Both teams really starting to readjust their offensive strategies as we're seeing less dangles and more shots as both teams try to pull ahead in a very, very tight matchup here.
And apart from this matchup, two others in the league right now. Riverview High is up 2-0 on the Moncton High Purple Knights at HL. And at the J. Louis Levesque at the U to M, Odyssey and LJR still tied up at 0. That game had just gone underway. In the zone, shot from the blue line. Owens wide into the corner. Bro trying to keep this one in. He's given a bump. Now moved across to the near boards. Richard. Clement-Cormier behind his net. Now flipped high by Alain. Hot down as it's back for Richard. Now there's Maxwell. Interfering now at the blue line. There's the shot. And Cormier sees that one all the way, and he'll catch that one in the trapper. Well, again, another shot from the blue line. That's been a lot of the game plan ideology for both of these teams here. But it's only been shots in tight that have gone past the red line. Off the draw, cleared in. Maxwell in the corner. He's going to get shoved up against the boards by Leblanc. Now trying to move this back in. Richard gets poke checked. Xavier Leblanc back the other way. With speed, he's cutting wide. On to Cormier, and now dangle it in between his feet. And a good defensive play there. Maxwell behind the cage. Banks this one up. Friolet pass to the center. That one picked off by Boucher, and they'll flip it high. Sam Cormier along the boards. It'll find its way through center. Boucher trying to do some spinoramas, and he gets tied up. And a lot of pushing and shoving behind the play. They walk in. And what was a great chance for Clement-Cormier. Oh, here we go. In the corner, Sam Cormier unimpressed, but we have Boucher and a Matador to the box.
Le Matador clearly upset with that shot, and Deke after the whistle. Both teams really starting to get heated here as emotions start to boil over.
And it looks like we're going to have 4 players in the box. Sam Cormier joins his teammate. Malek Leblanc joins Boucher. And chirping back and forth.
Clearly no love lost between these two rivals from last year.
And bad blood between both teams. It looks like they're just going to even out 4-on-4. Mathieu-Martin has 4. Clement-Cormier, they have 4. They're still deciphering where this faceoff is going to be. 2 penalties happened behind the play towards the Mathieu-Martin bench. And 2 of them happened after the whistle in the corner. So it will be 5-on-5. And they've changed the face-off location about 5 times. So we'll see how these are scored in game sheet. They're still barking back and forth. Radi steps into the zone, left off, the shot scores! The captain with his own response, Olivier Chasson from Mathieu-Martin. Excuse me, that's number 2, Joshua Kenny.
Joshua Kenny pulling his team ahead with a quick goal here on the 4-on-4.
And again, a nice break in by Radier. And with a, may have been an accidental drop pass, goes right to the stick of Kenny, and Mathieu-Martin back into the lead. Now make your score 2-1 in favor of Les Matadors. We get down to the last stage of the second. Rodier, the pass, and the save is made. And still a bit of rough stuff happening after the whistle. So Radier with the beautiful feed to Damien Landry and just couldn't elevate it above goaltender Dominique Cormier. That last goal to be Kenny from Radier at 4:03. And just getting all the penalties in here. Looks like they're all going to be roughing. So we're going to get 4 separate penalties, all for roughing. Xavier Alain into the zone. Stops. Goes to the ringette line. Bro, able to keep this one in. Matador, flip this one out. It's past Maxime Landry. He now is in a battle with Babin against the boards. To the middle. Bro. Stepping in to the line. Almost held in. Richard trying to give a whack to it. Michaud put it behind him. Now here, Alain. Trying to get that up to Guedet. Down into the zone it'll go. Leger will scoop this one. No icing. Alain and Leblanc in a foot race for it. Won by Leblanc as he steps in his body. Leblanc cutting back, waiting. Behind the net it'll go. Como waits, looks to go in front, and they're just unable to get that one off the tape. Clement-Cormier back the other way with speed. Here, Cormier hits the brakes, looks behind him, and he's hit by Savoie and unable to do much more as he'll almost keep it in the zone here. Back Maillet. D pass, and it's now shoved into the zone. Savoie behind his own cage, almost gets a run over by Cormier. Chiasson tries to shoot this one up. Deflected, good at right, almost onto the table. Bellevaux in a foot race. Bellevaux waits, goes up towards the line. Circles and leaves the one off for Chiasson. Passed across Savoie. Down low, up high, Chiasson waits, goes across Bellevaux. Near side ringette line, and the pass goes out of the zone. Landry must retreat. Back to Bellevaux. A minute and a half still to go in period 2. Bellevaux, that pass through center is intercepted. It's Leblanc that flips it high at end. Now goes to chase his own dump in. As he meets up with Landry, they both in awkward positions down in the corner, one on top of the other, brought by Clement-Cormier, and they try to get that out with the shot. Michaud turning this one over. Bellevaux charging up the wing to the center. Here's the shot, and the save is made by Cormier. Rebound came loose afterwards. And 4 players going to exit the box here. Each team will gain back their 2 lost players as we are close to the last minute of play. Here was the shot in tight from Aiden Guedet.
So far in the late stages of the second period, the Mathieu-Martin Matadors are really starting to turn up the heat here, trying to get that 3rd goal.
And there's a sharp angle shot. That one had just gone behind the net. That one ever so close to going in. And Michal almost turning it over here, gets it back as he tries to leave the zone. Passed off. Now turned over. One-timer attempt is just sent wide. To the blue line, Lijal waits off the boards. Yannick Richard waiting with it in his feet. Little pass off. Jacob Lijal waits. He'll drop. Now pass across. What a feed to the middle. And Jacob Lijal had his stick tied up. Almost a beautiful tic-tac-toe play. Jacob Lijal in with it here. Fakes the shot, goes across. There's a one-timer. Ends up being a pass out in front. Maxwell. And almost into the net. It just misses off a deflection. And down the ice they'll go with 9.2 left to go on the clock. So here it is. The puck just trickles outside the net. And that'll be an easy pickup for Miguel Richard. Mathieu-Martin gonna need a quick shot here off the draw. One by Maxwell. Gadet. Savoie puts it to the corner. Waiting for it. Richard tries to put it on net in the last second to tie. They whack at it, and it's wide of the net. So that ends our period 2. There'll be a flood for 10 minutes, but stick around for period 3.
So similar to the game before in the women's division, the representatives from these same two schools playing a very similar game here. Very close and very aggressive.
After 2 periods, Brandon Lane and Diego Aragon from the Uniplex will step away, but be back for period 3. Don't want to miss this. Show back to the box. Try to show back to the box. Period. For it, squirts it on the right side of her own end. Plays a nice pass. Middle Gagnon. Trying to move by one. She goes hard into the bull. Power behind it. Lichal getting through when the pass is in front. What I say made, I'm in it. Defender lands there. Now wide open. Go man. The shot, the save is made by Clint. The rebound was with. And those are the only 2 games. Right now, as we got this one, there's another close call, another good. trying to get it out and does. Here's Kenny, 2-on-1. He has Paulin with him. Kenny, Paulin, and can't quite get it on his fade. And a bouncing rebound. Babin unable to get control of that. Here's another shot from the slot. That one between his feet, doesn't know where it is. It's right in the slot, and the net goes off. A huge hit by Landry Dichal. Crossing this one over past Dichal, and the slot backhander just goes over there. Matadal move it back. Here's a sharp angle shot that's turned away by Cormier. And a packed rink here at the Uniplex. A lot of teams getting involved here, and we're going to have a penalty for we're going to see in the tournament. Starting off so far hot for Clement-Cormier. Here's a turnover. Beniveau stepping in. They score! Can't try to throw that out in front. There it is. The shot is saved. Made a rebound off the post. Gets it back. Paulin still cutting down, trying to get by Dichal as they both go down with the puck pinned. And another cross shot given to Paulin from Cormier. Now it's still loose out in the slot. The shot up and coming. It's right in the blue paint and stopped by Cormier. It's Leblanc, wakes into the zone. The pass up. Leblanc might be alone, and it's right into the glove. Waiting, hits the brakes. Waits for his defense to make changes. Still skating around a little circle. Put to the net off the blocker of Cormier. Right in front of the Citadel Phoenix. All here to watch this game, and there's a hit. The zone and out as Ferguson trips. Breakaway here. Gabriel Como skating in. Como to the forehand, saving the rebound. Violet trying to put this one up to Paulin. That was a misfire going back in. It's Bro centering out and an extender. Mathieu-Martin was able to overcome a deficit and win that one. From the line, the shot save made by Cormier. Looks like Cedric Cormier moving in, trying to center. It's loose. It's flipped high. Solid offense and solid defense. That one definitely looked to be offside. They walk in along the left. The shot save is made. The rebound could be a break here as Casey goes against Legel. They both whack for it. What a move by Casey out in front. The shot is save is made by Bowery. Still battles up for it to the blue line. Lets one go and into the glove of. Hits the brakes. Now is it behind the net. Center out in front. Como put to the net. Bill Deeks, and he is angled out into the corner, and he is almost hit big as players go down. They score! In a 1-1 hockey game. Beniveau stepping in. There's the shot. The rebound is 2-on-2 rush the other way. Make that a 1-on-1. Leblanc stepping in. There's the shot, and the save is made by Bow. Interfering now at the blue line. There's the shot, and Cormier. We'll see how these are scored in game sheet. They're still marking back and forth. Radi steps into the zone. Left off. The shot. Score! Of the Matadors. We get down to the last stage of the second. Radi the pass, and the save is made. Beniveau charging up the wing to the center. Here's the shot, and the save is made by Cormier. Timer ends up being a pass out in front. Maxwell. Trying to get it out and does. Here's Kenny, 2-on-1. He has Paulin with him. Kenny, Paulin, and can't quite get it on his fade. And a bouncing rebound. Babin unable to get control of that. Here's another shot from the slot. Now one between his feet, doesn't know where it is. It's right in the slot, and the net goes off. A huge hit by Landry Dichal. Crossing this one over past Dichal, and the slot backhander just goes over there. Matadal move it back. Here's a sharp angle shot that's turned away by Cormier. And a packed rink here at the Uniplex. A lot of teams getting involved here, and we're going to have a penalty for we're going to see in the tournament. Starting off so far hot for Clement-Cormier. Here's a turnover. Beniveau stepping in. They score! Can't try to throw that out in front. There it is. The shot is saved. Made a rebound off the post. Gets it back. Paulin still cutting down, trying to get by Dichal as they both go down with the puck pinned. Another cross shot given to Paulin from Cormier. Now it's still loose out in the slot. The shot up and coming. It's right in the blue paint and stopped by Cormier. It's Leblanc, wakes into the zone. The pass up. Leblanc might be alone, and it's right into the glove. Waiting, hits the brakes. Waits for his defense to make changes. Still skating around a little circle. Put to the net off the blocker of Cormier. Right in front of the Citadel Phoenix. all here to watch this game. And there's a hit. The zone and out as Ferguson trips. Breakaway here. Gabriel Como skating in. Como to the forehand, saving the rebound. Friolet trying to put this one up to Paulin. That was a misfire going back in. It's Bro centering out and an extender. Mathieu-Martin was able to overcome a deficit and win that one. From the line, the shot save made by Cormier. Looks like Clement-Cormier moving in, trying to center. It's loose. It's flipped high. Solid offense and solid defense. That one definitely looked to be offside. They walk in along the left. The shot save is made. The rebound could be a break here as Casey goes against Legel. They both whack for it. What a move by Casey out in front. The shot is save is made by Bowery. Still battles up for it to the blue line. Lets one go and into the glove of hits the brakes. Now is it behind the net. Center out in front. Como put to the net. Bill Deeks, and he is angled out into the corner, and he is almost hit big as players go down. They score. In a 1-1 hockey game. Bedivo stepping in, there's the shot, the rebound is 2-on-2 rush the other way, make that a 1-on-1. LeBlanc stepping in, there's the shot, and the save is made by Val. Interfering now at the blue line, there's the shot, and Cormier. So we'll see how these are scored in game sheet. They're still barking back and forth. Radier steps into the zone, left off, the shot, score! Of Les Matadors, we get down to the last stage of the second. Radier, the pass, and the save is made. Bedivo charging up the wing to the center. Here's the shot, and the save is made by Cormier. Timer ends up being a pass out in front. Maxwell. Locked in. It's Como trying to get it out and does. Here's Kenny. 2-on-1. He has Paulin with him. Kenny, Paulin, and can't quite get it on his fade. And a bouncing rebound. Babin unable to get control of that. Here's another shot from the slot. That one between his feet, doesn't know where it is. It's right in the slot, and the net goes off. A huge hit by Landry. Richard crossing this one over. Pass Richard on the slot. Backhander just goes over there. Matador went back. Here's a sharp angle shot that's turned away by Cormier. And a packed rink here at the Uniplex. A lot of teams getting involved here, and we're going to have a penalty for we're going to see in the tournament. Starting off so far hot for Clement-Cormier. Here's a turnover. Bedivo stepping in. They score! Can't try to throw that out in front. There it is. The shot is saved. Made a rebound off the post. Gets it back. Paulin still cutting down, trying to get by Richard as they both go down with the puck pin. And another cross check given to Paulin from Cormier. Now it's still loose out in the slot. The shot up and coming. It's right in the blue paint and stopped by Cormier. It's LeBlanc exits the zone. The pass up. LeBlanc might be alone, and it's right into the glove. Waiting, hits the brakes. Waits for his defense to make changes. Still skating around a little circle. Put to the net off the blocker of Cormier. Right in front of the Civil Phoenix. All here to watch this game, and there's a hit. The zone and out as Ferguson trips. Breakaway here. Gabriel Como skating in. Como to the forehand, saving the rebound. Friolet trying to put this one up to Paulin. That was a misfire going back in. It's Bro centering out and an extender. Mathieu-Martin was able to overcome a deficit and win that one. From the line, the shot save made by Cormier. Looks like Clement-Cormier moving in, trying to center. It's loose. It's flipped high. Solid offense and solid defense. That one definitely looked to be offside. They walk in along the left. The shot save is made. The rebound could be a break here as Casey goes against Legel. They both whack for it. What a move by Casey out in front. The shot is save is made by Bowery. Still battles up for it to the blue line. And we are set for period 3, but before we do so, we'll look around the tournament. RHS is up 3-0 on Moncton High after 2. And LJR is up on Odyssey 1-0, and they are in the second period. Here we go with this game, just getting started the third. Mathieu-Martin up by a score of 2-1. Where both teams have played evenly With Mathieu-Martin just getting one extra by goaltender Clement-Cormier. Here they are exiting the zone. Captain Olivier Chasson trying to split the D, then cuts to the left. Chasson hits the brakes. Gets bumped a little bit. Béliveau trying to send that to the middle, and he's pinned against the boards by Boucher. Béliveau and Boucher still battle for it. Chasson in there as well. It's kicked up along the boards towards the hash mark, cutting to the blue line. Jacob Legel waits, lays a soft dish off. Shot from Godet, that off the blocker. Ringette line, Godet, and is just unable to keep it in. Just slid off his tape. Aiden Godet still with it, gets by Beliveau. Gets just by Boucher, scores!
Absolute highlight reel goal, popping the bottle and giving the Matador the 2-goal lead.
And what a goal from Aiden Godet, starting it with possession at about the red line, carrying it all the way in wide. And he goes top shelf, to say the least, squeaks it just under the bar. Even getting a whack from Boucher right there, is able to keep the puck. And make it a 3-1 game in favor of Mathieu-Martin. Incredible goal scored right there. Como trying to poke it out under the body of Alain. Leblanc skates up with it for Clement-Cormier. Around the net it'll go. Picked up by Babin. To the blue line. There's a long shot, attempted deflection. It's loose in the high slot before Bowering is able to pounce on that one.
What a way to set the tone in the third period with a quick goal less than 2 minutes into the final frame of action here.
And that's going to go unassisted on Aiden Godet's behalf. Another unassisted goal here in this hockey game. Pass across, deflected. It's Alex Leblanc that brings it back in for Clement-Cormier. The shot, he had a stick tied up. The rebound's right loose. And Jacob Legel able to get that one in the corner. Paulin, he's battling up with Richard. Down low it goes, Jacob Legel across, Godet. Pass up, it goes in the feet of what had looked to have been Maxime Leblanc. Goes all the way back into the zone of Mathieu-Martin. Christian Godet through the zone. Maxime Leblanc leaving it back up. Godet skating, has some options, chooses to shoot, deflected high and into the netting. A 3-1 game in favor of Mathieu-Martin. The score is looking a little reversed from the finals last year. It's Como in the face-off circle. Won by Mathieu-Martin to the blue line. Cormier tries a shot. And fanned unable to get that one to the net. Cormier banked it behind him. Only one waiting there was Leblanc of Clement-Cormier. This one cleared in behind the cage. Samuel Cormier trying to flip out. Radier catches it, leaves it off as it now goes to the far side. Landry waits. Delays, trying to dangle in. He's pinned up against the boards. Alex Landry shooting that one in. It's Malet playing it behind him. A big crash towards the boards. Loose puck almost taken by Kenny as it's bouncing. Can't quite get control of it. Ferguson up the wall. Landry the long shot. In and out of the glove of Cormier into the far boards. Kenny, he's hit. Damien Landry deep into the zone it goes. Ferguson gets the outlet pass on the far boards. It's moved back across over to Leblanc. Shot in by Bro. As the Cavalier now go for a change. They need to establish offensive zone possession here. Landry laying this one off. Nathan Radier stepping into the zone. It's taken away. Cormier moving in, and he can't dance around Savoie, and then goes and lays a huge hit into the boards. Cavalier, blue line, trying to shove it down into the zone. Malek Leblanc trying to hold the line there. Savoie, he's hit big down on the far boards, then taken down again. Sharp angle shot. That one's off the blocker. Yannick Richard trying that one. Another chance in here. He's going to try another shot, and that one's just wide of the net. Not by very much. Crowd getting bigger and bigger as this game goes on. Pass right in front of the shot. What a save made by Bowering as he kicks the net off. And we'll get a little scrum behind the net. Looks like nothing to erupt from that.
Bowering with another highlight reel save here, a crucial one at that in the final frame of action, as he makes that stretch and shuts the door on the Clement attack.
He also kicked the net off while in the process of doing that. So it would have been another situation in itself if that had managed to go in. Cormier into the faceoff dot, won it cleanly. Richard comes down to pinch, gives it away. Might be an on-man rush, skating up, but Richard all alone. Can't quite get the shot off. What a back check, Xavier Alain. At the blue line, Como, what a one-touch pass. Almost getting that to Maxwell on the opposite side. Yannick Richard behind the net. Waits, looks out in front. It tried to hit Mazaral. Another former Moncton Hawk. He's wearing number 7 for Mathieu-Martin here in this game. Now behind from Friolet. This one ends up right with Maxwell. Has Richard with him. Here's a drop pass. Richard on his backhand. Can't quite get it to Maxwell. He had gone too far deep into the zone. Sam Cormier is able to keep. Has his stick tied up. Meets Maxwell behind the net. Gets a bump. Sam Cormier still with it. Look, shoots one across. And that one deflected off the tape of Béliveau and outside the zone. Gadet shoots this one into the zone. With possession, it's Corey Ferguson who will launch this one across the ice. No one in sight. So this will go for icing at 9 minutes and 50 seconds in our third period. Another offensive zone draw for Mathieu-Martin. The next goal is a big one. Either Clement gets back within 1 or it's a 3-goal lead for Mathieu-Martin. And the Matador, never a team you want to be playing catch up on, as this one's cleared in for an icing. So another offensive zone draw coming up for Mathieu-Martin. You're just tuning in, the latest goal, Aiden Gadet made it a 3-1 lead. Joshua Kenny made it a 2-1 lead. Back in the second period, Xavier Leblanc tied it up. And after the first, or in the first rather, Brady Beliveau the only goal for Mathieu-Martin. Chiasson moving it to the front, trying to lay off a pass. And that was blocked in the Clement-Cormier shin guard. Now they come back up with speed. There's a trip. So Mathieu-Martin gonna head to the penalty kill. And this would be huge for the Cavaliers if they manage to get on the boards. And they might be getting 2 penalties here. There might have been too much yapping in front of the net. So there's a trip to Christian Gadet.
And I believe you're right. There will be 2 Matador player in the box.
And it looks like Sam Cormier, he looked like he got unsportsmanlike. So it's a 5-on-3 for Clement-Cormier, as there's the trip on the speeding Cedric Cormier.
In this close of a game, this is absolutely the worst possible position you can find yourself in. Less than 10 minutes to go and a fragile 2-goal lead here.
So it's a 5-on-3 power play here for the Cavaliers de Clement-Cormier. That's going to be a costly, this could be a costly unsportsmanlike penalty. They now have a full 2 minutes. Casey keeping it at the line. Ferguson at the top of the circle, waits and fires, scores!
Well, we mentioned it earlier. Discipline, not only tonight, but throughout the whole tournament, will undoubtedly be a factor. And Ferguson punishing the Matador for the penalties with a quick goal on the power play.
The pass from Casey right to Corey Ferguson. They've been trying the long shot all game. He steps right over the Dieppe logo and puts this one on net. Bowering never seeing that one coming. We now have a 3-2 hockey game as Clement-Cormier.
And Clement still with the man advantage here, as they have about 1.5 minutes to work with to try to find the tying goal.
And just as we could have suspected, that unsportsmanlike call after the play to Cormier, could become lethal. There's a shot from the blue line, blocked. Casey gets it back across. Ferguson, back Casey at the top. He's gonna try a shot, and that one's blocked by Landry. His teammates are gonna appreciate that, especially Bowering. And sent out of the zone. Getting the puck here, Cormier moving in. It's Como able to come from behind and steal, and now he goes. Como squeezing by. Gets into the zone in the corner. We'll try to pin this one up here and kill some time. Just 50 seconds still to go. Sam Cormier stays in the box, and we got a penalty coming up to Clement-Cormier for a cross check, so that is going to kill it off right there.
I mean, in a game this close, I mean, you just cannot be doing that. You're down by 1 goal with the power play.
And Alexandre KZ, excuse me. Definitely not a fan of that call. But Clement-Cormier been caught on the cross-check before. And there'll be a 4-on-4 for 49 seconds. Followed by a Clement power play. All right, Mathieu-Martin power play, excuse me. Moments after that, Rodi to the middle. Kenny on his backhand. He now gets to the side of the net. Goes up to Christian Guedet. The shot! And the save is made by Cormier through traffic. So lucky that that shot from Christian Guedet didn't end up in the shin pads right in front of him. Here's Kenny sneaking in off the draw. Behind the net, Friolet, Kenny, and Friolet coming down from the blue line. Expected a pass, although Kenny did not. There's a pass that leaves the zone. Alain, left off Richard. Pass across, Alex Leblanc to the middle. The give and go. Here's Bro, the shot, and the save is made by the arm of Bowering.
Just about 10 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey left. The Clement attack really just powering through, trying to get the game-tying goal as we reach just over 7 minutes left in the final frame of action.
And keep in mind, this could very well be a matchup that comes up later in this tournament. And quickly, while the face-off's being delayed, LJR is now up 2-1 on Odyssey. Moncton High is still down 3-0 in the 3 games of action here on the Thursday of the Dieppe Classic. There's Boucher gonna shoot that one in. We now have a Mathieu-Martin power play for just over a minute. Could be huge if they could capitalize on this one and get it back to a 2-goal lead. Savoie waiting in his own end. He's gonna get by Leblanc. Savoie hits the brakes, looks across, off a deflection, gets to Maxwell. Down for Beliveau. Beliveau faking the turn at the hash marks, goes up. What a pass across to the middle, and it's waiting there, back door, no one able to pounce on it. Beliveau across again, the shot is deflected up high. 2 passes right across the ice. Whoa. And that one a laser right into the Clement bench. And some players probably just saw their life flash before their eyes. A hard clearing attempt, but this one will go back into the Mathieu-Martin end.
Players for sure, but what about the coaches? No helmet at all, and you see just a rocketing puck going straight towards you.
A very hard clearing attempt, that's for sure. Here's Savoie, top of the line, dances for a little bit, then moves it across. Another cross ice pass, Maxwell in with the shot and the save by Cormier. It's poked loose. Savoie blocking it with his chest, putting it down. Richard waits, moves across, goes down low, back to Richard to the net. It's knocked loose. So there'll be exactly 1 second still left on the Mathieu-Martin power play.
There's a consistency we've seen not only in this game, but the last one is the net has a habit of getting kicked off every once in a while.
We're going to need to see some new net pegs coming to the Uniplex soon.
Just about a second left on the Clement-Cormier penalty kill here.
And they'll kill it off successfully. Casey now out of the box. Paulin down deep in the corner. Music still blaring during play. Cormier. That's Chiasson rather. Cutting back Ferguson. Behind the net was chased on by Chiasson. Rimmed around the boards. Out of the reach of Casey. Delayed icing. Will this one have the juice to get there? It will, but they do call it off. Gadet leaving this one off. Here's Bro intercepting, trying to look out in front. His target there was Leblanc. Chiasson, the captain, up the right wing with speed. Chiasson, pass across, one-timer, and it's just wide of the net. A beautiful feed there to Aiden Gadet. He was looking for his second of the game. Casey in a battle here with Gadet. They shove each other, it goes back. Alex Leblanc able to play it, hit off the glass. Leger cuts back in his own end. Jacob Leger off the boards. Aiden Gadet trying to catch Clement on a change. His dangle just slid off his stick, almost turned it over. They get it back, delayed offside. Paulin back on. Richard, the pass across. It's deflected high, catches it again. Then he'll move that into the feet of Casey. Casey flipped high, blocked by Cormier. Sam Cormier stepping into the zone. He's going to fire this one behind the net. We've approached the final 5 in a 1-goal game here between Mathieu-Martin and Clement-Cormier. Gadet behind the net, passing out in front, was unable to hit his man. Another shot and a sprawling Cavalier able to block that. It looks like it's Nicolas Richard. His goalie's going to appreciate him later.
I mean, like you just said, you could never have asked for a more clutch blocked shot here. Just under 5 minutes to go. Diving with everything to make sure the puck doesn't get to the net.
I think that was multiple blocks for Nicolas Richard right there. Cormier going to be showing some love to him later, basically doing his job for him. And there's a shot that ramps off the stick of Cormier and up into the protective netting. With just 4:07 left to go in our third period, we got ourselves a 1-goal game here in MSD. Braden Lane and Diego Aragon. The Uniplex Uni Surface here in Dieppe. And RHS has now taken a 4-0 lead on the Purple Knights of Moncton High, down at the AJL on the Olympic surface, biggest surface around here. Savoie turning around behind the net. And there's the Ruddy giving a big bump behind the net. Loose out in front. They battle for it. Up to Savoie. Waiting. Doesn't shoot. Delays at the hash marks. Goes behind the net. Pass out in front. That one had hit Kenny, and he now goes up to the line. Gab Como down to Kenny. This one slides off his stick. It's Leblanc. Banking it across the boards. There's a bump. This one goes into the Clement-Cormier bench. Not with enough. Not with as much force as the last one did. You're just tuning in. The last goal in this one was Corey Ferguson with the assist to Casey. And that has got Clement-Cormier within a 1-goal deficit. Como tried to put it behind him back along the boards. Owen's taken out. Leblanc pass across. Xavier Leblanc back. Alex Leblanc tried to look backdoor over for Cormier, and that had ramped up and into the seats here at the Uniplex. And gonna notice a common theme when Mathieu-Martin is playing. Their student section and the whole building will be full, especially if they manage to make it deep into the playoff run. A common theme we've seen last year. And Cavalier with it. Ferguson barely able to hold the line. Could have been dangerous if he had not corralled it the way he did. And Como here with the zone exit. Will lay it across to Leblanc. Tried to move that one back up for Como. It's in the corner. Como skates up, cuts down. He's taken down. And there's going to be a Clement-Cormier penalty as Como now gets in the face of Ferguson. And it looks like number 5, it's Nicolas Bastarache, will get the penalty on the trip of Como. Accidental, but he cuts very sharply, and the stick just gets under the feet of Como, and Mathieu-Martin to the power play. This could seal the deal here.
All it takes is a small little tap to just send a player flying with all the momentum, and MM will try to put this game away here.
Especially with the sharp turn that Como was taking at the time. But here's Savoie at the top of the blue line. The shot, it's deflected and ramps over the net. Cormier in the net, didn't see that for a second. Leblanc, Savoie, Maxwell, Beliveau behind the net, back for Maxwell. Far boards, hash marks, back to Savoie. Maxwell across in the middle. They try to clear. It was Michaud that took a swipe at it but couldn't connect. Beliveau waits in the corner, kicks it to himself, up at the blue line. Here's Savoie, waiting, moves it across. Leblanc with the shot, the save, the rebound, and he shells on it, and he moves behind his net. Maxwell at the ringette line, cuts in, has a lane, the shot is off the glove of Cormier and into the stands. Less than 2 to go in the game, and just over a minute still to go in the MM power play.
Caden Maxwell showing off his ability to make those quick cuts and get the quick shot off, almost scoring.
All it took was one sharp turn, and suddenly he could walk right down Broadway, which he did, and just couldn't quite pick the corner. He was looking for the top right, just over the glove side of Dominique Cormier. Chiasson wins the face-off. It's Gadet. Here lays this one off. Aiden Gadet. Christian Gadet, top of the circle. He's going to fire through traffic, and into the oven net of Cormier it'll go. Another great chance by Mathieu-Martin. Their power play, just trying to get pucks on net, trying to find a loose rebound out in front and take a crucial 2-goal lead at the end of this game. Christian Gadet at the blue line, down to Aiden Gadet. He has one already. There's the shot that just misses left. Across, Jacob Leger, down low, Olivier Chasson. Jacob Leger still with it, hovering the blue line, turns and fires with the pass, and then the shot and just goes over the net. Aiden Gadet. Olivier Chasson waits, cuts by LeBlanc, the pass is tipped. This will still get to Gadet, however, now through his legs. Mathieu-Martin still trying to control in the power play. Jacob Leger waits, goes across. Christian Gadet, shot through traffic, save, Chasson on the rebound, and another save is made by Cormier. There's some slashes being given after the whistle. Jacob Leger has a man. Looks like there's nothing more coming out of this. Captain Olivier Chiasson still in the mix. There was the shot initially through traffic. Chiasson trying to go through the 5-hole was just shut before he could get another whack at it. With just over a minute to go in period 3. Cavalier only down by a goal. They're going to need to pull their goalie soon. They need to kill off the rest of this power play first. They might escape the zone here. Short-handed, walking up. Alain, cutting wide. Power play now over. And Cormier still stays in his net up top. The shot from Richard is blocked. Cormier going to keep it in. Alain, far side. Waits, will tap it down. Savoie on his backhand. Cormier still stays in his net, and there he goes. He's out of his net now. As the Cavalier, one last desperate rush in the last 30 seconds, 6-on-4. Squirts loose out in front. Trying to get a shot off there was Casey and couldn't. Now it's tipped by and outside the zone. With speed, it's Cormier trying to lay that behind him. Richard, excuse me. Alain behind his net. Outlet pass off a shin pad, and that one got desperately close to the Clement-Cormier net. LeBlanc playing it in. It's tied up and shot out. Now in the center, Richard will fire towards the net. Won't go in, and that'll be a Mathieu-Martin victory. Another 1-goal game, and it goes in favor of Les Matadors.
An excellent way to open up the 50th Dieppe Classic with an absolute classic of a game here. 3-2 victory for Les Matadors de Mathieu-Martin.
And I don't know about you, but I'm hoping to see this matchup again later in the knockout rounds. And after this handshake line, they'll go to the players of the game. And stick around for the 2025 skills competition here on MST.
And right after the skills competition, another 3 days of Dieppe Hockey Classic action.
And it'll all be here on MST. Brayton Elaine, Diego Aragon from the Dieppe Uniplex signing off for tonight. We'll see you back tomorrow morning.
We have both teams line up on their respective blue lines, please. C'est maintenant le temps pour la présentation des joueurs du match. It's now time for the Players of the Game presentation. Pour l'école Clement-Cormier, pour les Cavaliers, for the Clement-Cormier Cavaliers, numéro 10, number 10, Xavier Leblanc. Et pour les Matadors de l'école Mathieu-Martin, for the Mathieu-Martin Matadors, number 29, numéro 29, Noah Bowering.